What's up, YouTube? This is James coming back at you with another informative video. Shabbat Shalom to all the brothers and sisters in recognition to observing this day, to praising the Most High. The rest of this morning into tomorrow evening. Let's get some worship and praises in. We definitely need it collectively. I come across this story right here, and it's a story that really can ignite the fire within you when you see the audacity of a lot of these low carnal minded, not people, I don't know what else to call them. Let's call them subhumans, because that's just what this lab rat looking fucker right here looks like with these glasses on. As well as the merc rat next to him, to the right of him. Okay? It says here, French doctors say COVID-19 vaccine should first be tested on Africans. All right? You see what I mean? As if Henrietta Lacks wasn't tortured enough. They torture Henrietta Lacks. Y'all look her up. Some of you may already know. Okay? As if 40 years of injecting Tuskegee men, you understand, from Alabama and I think Tennessee or what have you, down in that region, with syphilis from 1932 to 1972. 40 years of torture and vaccine testing, okay? Let alone slave torture, slave experiments, okay? Horrific crimes. Some of the most horrific crimes that's ever been done on a human being has been done on Hebrew people first. And you get this skint-faced, possum-faced bastard right here. I'm telling you. That have the nerve to get up here and say, test COVID-19 vaccine on Africans. You know, when he say Africans, it starts over in Africa, but next thing you know, it's over here being mandatorily enforced on black people. It's time to make some decisions, people. You understand? And the decisions is this. What is life if you have to be tortured by the hands of subhuman, low-life scum with their sicknesses, with their so-called vaccines and all of this shit? Okay? I think it's time, if it should ever come down there to that, to lift your head towards heaven and tell the good Lord you ready to die. You understand? And go out fighting. That's just the way I feel about it. In Philippians, it says chapter 1, verse 21, in the King James Version, for me to live is Christ and to die is gain. All right? That says everything right there. Now, as we know, the Hamashiach, he was tortured. Okay? He was tortured. You understand? But he did all of that for us. You know, so there's no need to be tortured. There's no need for you to be tortured. He did all that for us as a people, to have the right for repentance through him to the Most High. There's no need to be tortured and use this lab rats, guinea pigs, like this sub right here in front of you, by the hands of, if you need, I don't like even referring to these subs as human beings because they're not. See? But to get into this story right here, it says, global conversations over the coronavirus pandemic generated a racism row when French doctors on national TV program proposed that a potential vaccine should first be tried on Africans. Jean-Paul Marat, who mooted the ideal is the head of intensive care at Cochin Hospital in Paris. He was in the discussion along with Camille Locke, head of research at France Health Research Institute. The pair had been invited to speak on the potential headway made by scientists in the first fight against COVID-19, which is basically something they stinking ass created in the first place. So therefore, if you want your vaccine to be tested, test it on yourself, you low-life piece of shit scumbag, simply because you are the disease on this planet. You are. It's you. It's you. You are the one that when you walk by a beautiful rose, it wilts and die. You see what I mean? I do believe that you are that pale white horse. That's actually death itself, sickness, pestilence, all of that shit. And one day you will be rid of. You will burn. I can't wait for that day. And that's the day that the saints are going to rejoice. To get rid of your stinking ass. But to continue. They spoke about BCG, a drug usually administered to babies with tuberculosis, had been found by some studies to be potent in the treatment of people infected by the coronavirus. But cautioning optimism, Mirror said on the channel LCI, if I can be provocative, shouldn't we be doing this study in Africa, where there are no masks, no treatments, no resuscitation? A bit like as it is done elsewhere for some studies on AIDS. And prostitutes, we try things because we know that they are highly exposed and that they do not protect themselves. This sentiment was shared by Lot, who responded, "You are right. We are in the process of thinking about a study in parallel in Africa." Well, the thing is this with both of you subhuman low-life pieces of shit. You keep prostitutes in business. Because anybody in their right mind don't want y'all subhuman asses. They don't want you. Because they know what you are. And that's what makes a prostitute that much more lower. That she will sell herself to a low-life sub like you. But to continue, in conclusion, the backlash was swift. Many who took to social media pointed out how racialized they believe Mirror's suggestion was. The likes of soccer legends Didier Drogba of Ivory Coast and Samuel Eto'o of Cameroon also chipped in. Both expressed concerns over what seemed like an attempt to treat Africa as guinea pigs. What is new? This is what they've been doing. And if you can get the leaders to stop selling out, you can put a stop to this shit. You can put a stop to them coming over there. You understand? If you just stop selling out. Stop selling your women to them. Stop selling your children to them. This is what you're doing. Stop selling your people to them to have them vaccinated on, tested like lab rats. That's what this all boils down to. But it goes on to say, indeed, Mirror's concerns about how dire the situation is in Africa do not reflect reality. The continent, with just a little under 8,000 confirmed cases of COVID-19, is the continent least affected by the deadly disease. On their part, INSERM with Lot Works defended what was said on TV, arguing clinical trials to test the efficacy of the BCG vaccine against COVID-19 are about to be launched in European countries and in Australia. If there is indeed a reflection around a deployment in Africa, it will be done in parallel with these. Africa must not be forgotten or excluded from the research because the pandemic is global. But if you go and do any case studies on Africa, you'll see they have lesser case than any other continent or country, whatever you want to call, around this entire globe. But I bet you one damn thing, If Africa let them come in there sticking needles in those people over there, the cases of COVID-19 will spike. They will spike. You know, Martin Luther King said it best when he said, we have some difficulties ahead. Man, he said it right. He said it right. We have some difficulties ahead. People are going to have to get together and unite. That's what it all boils down to. You're going to have to get together and unite and gravitate back to the Most High in the name of Yahusha. And whoever don't want to, well, we'll leave your asses to the wolves. You understand? And let the Most High strengthen us and use us as his battle axe against the enemy. He said he'd do it. I believe it. I believe, in fact, I know it. And I can't wait till he empowers me to be able to do it. Be it here in the flesh or in the spirit. I'm willing, I'm waiting to do his work. You can't have, this is the biggest fucking terrorist on the planet right here. That you guys see before you. These two and the ones that are in like mind with them. All over the globe. They got this thing in the world, in their minds, that the world is actually theirs. They actually belong. And it was a mistake that the Hebrew children are paying for to this day. Them chosen ones. That's what it comes down to. This is awful. This is a good way right now. This is what they want to do, is put mandatory vaccine shots for each so-called American in this country. Not me. Not me. What is life, like I said, if you got to be experimented on and tortured by the hands of something lower than you, lower than the fucking dirt on your shoe? For them wanting to even have that kind of attitude in the first place, to think they have a right to force something on you. That shows right there just how low they really are. But the fire is ready. The fire is ready. And also, well, let me just say this. Hell is prepared for the devil and his angels. That's what it was prepared for in the first place. Just the devil and his angels. But it seems now that the devil has many followers, including the ones you see before you. And so on is the ones that worship the ancestors. The ancestors ain't gonna deliver you. They are not gonna deliver you. They can't deliver themselves. They're in a place of waiting on judgment themselves. They are not gonna deliver you. But be that as it may, you think what you want to think. Do as you want to do. But more than likely, you will be in the fire with scum like this when it's all said and done. Because the Most High ain't playing. That's all I got on this one. And make sure, people, you live your life as though we're being watched, simply because we are. This is James, and I'm out. Peace.